Since 2 weeks ago I reviewed a Cartoon Network crossover and last week I took a quick share on Viacom, why not do a Nickelodeon one now? So how about the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour trilogy? Or at least the first one for now. Though before I begin, I'll give my quick thoughts on both shows. Fairly Odd Parents, like SpongeBob, is a series that started good, but also like SpongeBob it overstayed its welcome, and really needs to end. I mean, they added both a baby and a dog. You only do that if you're a sitcom that's on the verge of being cancelled, or in other words, where SpongeBob is a Hydra, where no matter how many times you cut off its head, more will grow back, thus the creature will refuse to die. Fairly Odd Parents, on the other hand, is a 15-year-old dog that can barely stand without collapsing under its own weight, and everyone keeps telling its own Nickelodeon to be more humane to put the poor thing down. But Nickelodeon won't listen, thus letting the thing keep suffering. As for Jimmy Neutron, I remember liking it. Though someone, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to give Sheen a spin-off. Obviously not realizing that giving the comic relief the focus is not a good idea and is usually bound to be awful. I'm looking at you, minions! Anyways, this episode begins at Timmy's school where Mr. Crocker is on a hover scooter and— wait, what? Then we see Timmy's friend's science fair projects and— wait, stop. Just stop. Okay, I know this is a show with magic and fairies, but I'm gonna call bullshit on this. These characters are 10. Fucking 10! I mean, I could kinda accept that AJ made clones of himself since AJ was made to be a genius, but Chester turned his trailer into a rocket? No! This isn't Kids Next Door. You cannot just have 10-year-olds build these things. Especially since I'm sure Chester is supposed to be on the same intelligence level as Timmy, if not lower. Why is Timmy the only one that Crocker accuses of having fairies? I mean, yeah, he's right about that, but it seems like he should be at least suspicious of the other kids. Dear God, and we're only a minute into this. Anyways, Timmy laments about how he didn't do his project, where we see a flashback of him playing a game that in no way would a Game Boy Color be able to handle. Then Timmy distracts Crocker and runs off. Now it's plot device time!
But keep your auto-poofer with you! Once we leave, just push the little star and you'll automatically be poofed back to your room!
We have to explain this because we pulled it straight out of our asses! Timmy then wishes to be in the Grades lab in Dimsdale, which is AJ's.
I can't use his stuff for my science project. He'll know I took his technology. I wish I was in the greatest lab in the universe.
So later they flat out say that these are different universes, so I don't know. In the Jimmy Neutron universe, we see Jimmy about to update Goddard, and Timmy poofs in. And is it just me, or does Timmy look pretty crappy in this art style? I mean, okay, Jimmy Neutron hasn't aged great. I mean, that's bound to happen with CGI, but still, it's not that bad. Timmy here just looks off. Timmy loudly messes around with Jimmy's stuff, and it takes a while for the boy genius to notice.
I'm loopy, I'm loopy.
What are you doing? That thing's dangerous! Give me that! How did you get in my lab anyway?
Ha! Your lab? Sorry, dude. I got dibs on this place.
Remember, kids, stealing is fine as long as you don't know the person you're robbing. Then through a mix-up, Jimmy grabs the plot device and poops away. Then we get an opening with dueling boomboxes. Okay then, we cut back to Timmy messing with Jimmy's gadgets, where he comes across Goddard, and since Timmy's a dumbass, mistakes it for a game system and— wait a minute. That's the game we saw earlier that he was playing on what was clearly a Game Boy. Though here we see it on a disc. Not sure if an inconsistency or if Timmy has two versions of the same game. Suddenly Sheen and Carl drop in and— oh no, they're not going to pull the same bullshit, are they?
This lab belongs to Jimmy!
Kyle, don't you see? This is Jimmy! Another experiment must have gone horribly wrong! This time he shrunk his own head!
God fucking damn it. Timmy even flat out tells him that he's not Jimmy, but they don't believe him. Why do these crossovers need to force mistaken identity? I mean, with this one it adds nothing to the story, so why have it? We even see that Jimmy's own goddamn mother can't tell the difference. Timmy then sends her off to a subplot that's not funny, adds nothing to the story, and goes absolutely nowhere, so I won't talk about it. He does this because...
I can bend others to my will! Cool!
Come, little children, come with Tim. You'll have so much fun with him. Anyways, after that creepiness fuel, Timmy gets into an hoverboard and crashes into Sydney and Libby, who are discussing their death battle ideas.
I'm telling you, Susan B. Anthony could totally kick Madame Curie's butt! Not if she was tag team with Harriet Tubman.
Thankfully, they're not as dumb as the other characters, thus they can actually tell he's not Jimmy. Then this happens.
Hey, you're pretty smart. Want to help me with my science project? You're asking for a girl's help? You actually value my opinion? Sorta. Careful, Cindy. It's a trick. I'll bet Neutron put him up to it. No. I think he actually means it.
Timmy and Cindy then walk up holding hands. Great, now you're giving fuel to the shippers. We quickly cut back to Goddard. Now, this may look bad, but it turns out Jimmy was actually installing Windows 8, so this is actually an improvement. After that, we cut back to Timmy's universe.
My hands. My arms. My dips. It's gone!
Wait, everything in the Fairy Odd Parents universe is flat? Not art style, it's just flat out flat. How can anything live in this universe? I mean, there was an episode of Futurama where they ended up going to a 2D universe and the professor said that they would probably starve to death in that universe. Cosmo and Wanda then pop in.
Timmy, who's Timmy? I'm Jimmy, Jimmy Neutron. I'm not familiar with how you greet people in this dimension, but okay.
Oh no, that kid isn't Timmy. His swirly, fudgy hair is way too perfect.
Worse, if he finds out that we're Timmy's fairies, we'll have to go away forever!
Good thing I'm loudly announcing the secret. No way he'll be able to find out then. Though, lucky for them, Jimmy assumes the holograms. Timmy's dad then comes in and yeah, he thinks Jimmy is Timmy, as do the other Fairy Odd Parents characters.
Hey, it's Kent Quasar!
I'm not Kent Quasar.
Oh, right, Buzz Adams.
No, Jimmy Neutron.
Right. Nice new big head disguise, Timmy.
Didn't do your science fair project, huh?
No, I'm not Timmy. I'm Jimmy. Jimmy Neutron.
And I am not Sanjay, I am Yogi Bear! And I am smarter than the average bear!
Wait, did the Nickelodeon cartoon just blatantly reference a Hanna-Barbera cartoon? You know, Hanna-Barbera, which pretty much is now Cartoon Network. And it's not like they were bashing it or anything, they just mentioned Yogi Bear. Huh, neat. Anyways, Jimmy demonstrates the pooper and disappears. Crocker then comes to the most logical conclusion. Crocker then explains his plan to the audience.
I knew it was only a matter of time before my diabolical transportation science fair caused one of those children to invent a device that I could use to teleport me to the legendary Fairy World!
Jimmy tries to use the poofer to get back to Retroville, but it doesn't work. Though it turns out you can just jam a magic pen into a Game Boy to create a universal transporter. Yeah, that makes sense. Though before he can use it to go home, Crocker then jacks it from him and uses it to teleport the fairy world. We cut back to Jimmy's universe where we see Goddard chasing down Jimmy's dad. Then Timmy explains what happened to the Robo-Dog.
Wow, cool! The dog box became the Decimator. It took a long time to download, but I think it paid off. You mean you did this? Well, it is my game. Aw, relax. It's just a harmless game. Besides, at this level, Decimator is so slow you'd have to stand absolutely still for him to get you.
Timmy and Cindy then fuck off, not giving a shit about the man in danger of a psychotic robot. God then slams Jimmy's dad into the ground and somehow grows. Yeah, because that's how metal works. Then this happens.
You were right, Cindy. Mutating stuff is fun. fun. And easy, once you know how.
Remember, kids, creating sins against nature is fun and easy. God then destroys both an ice cream truck and a windmill in his quest to become huge. Back to Timmy and Sydney, we get some borderline cringe-worthy dialogue, but to be fair, I've both seen it written worse, so yeah. Timmy then gets eaten by Goddard.
He gave his life to save us.
No, he didn't. He caused this problem, made no attempt to fix it, and you all ran while he stood there talking to himself like an idiot. Anyone that does that in any story should be eaten by a robot. Though we see that he's alive inside of the stomach that God apparently has, and with the help of Sydney, he gets free and takes out Goddard from the inside. Timmy then exits through Goddard's mouth, and God shrinks down back to normal size, because that makes perfect sense. They then get a message from Jimmy.
Calling Goddard. Can you hear me? Come in, boy. My readings indicate that your vital signs are back to normal.
Hey, it's that kid. It's Neutron.
But I thought that...
Then you're not.
Everything I know is a lie!
Hey, what are you doing in Fairy World?
Well, some lunatic sucked me into your computer simulation.
What lunatic?
In Fairy World, Crocker then, thanks to an idiot tour guide, gets the information he needs to take over, stealing a bunch of magic weapons and using them to take down the big wand, making all the other fairies lose their magic. So, how come can he still use magic?
The Fairy Armory, where we store every magical fairy weapon known to fairies. It's the only place in Fairy World that, in case of an emergency, has its own power supply.
Oh, you actually explained that. I did not expect you to do that. You win this time. Though I guess I can point out that Crocker obviously did not take everything that was in that armory, so why don't some of the fairies, go in there and take what's left? Unless there was actually a bag of holding in there and he did take everything. Crocker then turns Jorgen into a dog because why not? Jimmy then tries to get the Game Boy.
An electromagnet. By wrapping this wire tightly around this metal crown and attaching it to this power source, I can create an electromagnetic coil.
Magnets. How do they work? Oh, come on, sometimes you have to go for the obvious joke. Anyways, Crocker doesn't notice that the Game Boy's gone since he's too busy moldering Fairy World into his own image.
Good luck with your new king.
Wait! Fudgehead, you can't leave us! Crocker's gonna...
Zap the memory? Wipe the C drive? So what? Your computer programs, you're not really real, right?
Wow, Jimmy's a dick. Though, thanks to a talk with Timmy, he has a change of heart and teleports to the science fair. After that, we see that Jimmy made a robo-suit that looks almost lawsuit level similar to Dexter's lab. We cut back to Fairy World where Jimmy and Crocker fight in a battle of magic versus science, where it seems like magic was winning, but it turns out Jimmy pulled a Dr. Wily and Crocker was fighting the dummy this whole time. The real Jimmy apparently used this as a distraction to fix the big wand.
Oh, I don't understand. Why isn't it powering up? I knew it wasn't plugged in.
Wait, the source of all fairy magic comes from an electrical outlet? I don't know what to say about that. With the big wand fixed, Timmy takes Jorgen's wand and uses it on Crocker, turning him into sciencey things. Crocker is then attacked by Dog Jorgen. Timmy and Jimmy are then sent home.
Jimmy Neutron, boy genius.
Timmy Turner. Boy!
Thanks for saving my dog.
Thanks for saving my,
Fairy programs?
Sure, fairy programs. Sorry I was such a jerk.
No problem. We geniuses have to stick together.
Between you and me, I'm not really all that smart.
I know. I kind of figured that out when I saw the F's.
I'll never forget you, Timmy Turner. Never. Wait for me. Wait for me.
Cindy, I know you've been through a lot the past few hours, but,
Get out of my lab!
We then cut to the science fair.
Well, children, since Mr. Crocker lost his memory, apparently in some sort of bizarre schnauzer incident.
Schnauzers! No! No!
Traumatized.
Yes, I know I made that joke before, I don't care. If that becomes a running gag, then so be it. Anyways, Jimmy sends Scarlet over to Timmy's universe, helping him win the science fair. And the episode ends. I don't know what to say about this crossover. I mean, I wouldn't call it good, or even okay for that matter, yet I wouldn't call it bad either. It just kinda exists. I mean, sure, it had the same problem as the Billy and Mandy / Kids Next Door crossover with characters being dumber than they should be, not being able to tell two people who look and act nothing alike apart, yet I feel it's handled slightly better there. I guess what I'm saying is I'd rather have something be forced yet advance the plot than just have something be there with adding nothing to it. Let's also not forget to mention that it's now canon that the Fairly OddParents universe is flat. I mean, what is to say about other cartoons? I mean, is 2D animation an art style, or is everyone just Mr. Game & Watch? I'm probably just overthinking this. Well, there's 2 more of these. I'll get to those sooner or later. Maybe those will be better.